Hello everyone, Fluffy here. Welcome back to my channel. What I have for you today, you've seen me eat it before, didn't really feel like making too much, and for this one you can just throw it in there and let it cook all by itself. And it's kimchi jjigae. Well, actually it's Budae Jigae because there's no pork in here, there's spam in here. And I didn't do the tofu because I didn't really feel like cutting it. Why'd you do the video, Fluffy? It's my soup. I'll put what in there I want to. What did I just say? It's my soup. I'll put whatever I want to in there. There you go. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I made a big pot of sticky rice, and because I used the Instapot. I don't know if y'all have used the Instapot. I didn't know my daughter had one. And before I start that story, I did a close-up of the soup. And I'll put it in somewhere right in here. Looks better close up, right? So I'm not going to tilt this because this is the heavy kimchi pot. So let's get started. Anyway, have y'all used the Instapot? Have y'all heard about it? It's kind of a cross between a crock pot and a pressure cooker, but not like the old-fashioned pressure cookers that like my mom had. This is just yolk. I put 2 eggs in here, but there's ramen noodles in here because I wasted the rice. That's why the Instapot story. But I used it in my rice cooker and then I didn't put it away. So I had like 4 cups of rice that just disintegrated, and I was upset. So there's a pack of ramen in here, ramen noodles, for the carb factor for the thingy. And then I cooked it too long. This is hard boiled. Well, it's a little soft in the middle. But anyway, I had a whole chicken from Aldi and it was vacuum packed, so it lasted longer in the fridge than it probably should have. But I threw that in the Instapot. I never used it before. So I thought, well, I hope I don't blow us up. Because, I think about the old-fashioned pressure cookers, so. But I did the poultry button, and it said 15 minutes. And since it was a whole chicken, the bone just seemed a little pink for me. So I pushed the poultry button again. 30 minutes, and it came out real good except for the breast came out a little dry. So I think 20 minutes would have been fine. And so according to my niece in Houston, there is a manual setting, so I could have set it for 20 minutes. So I'll do that next time. But anyway, I've been eating on that, and I had it with rice. So I was going to save the rice so I could do some fried rice. Sheba. So, and I did the Walmart pickup thing. One of these days I might do a video of me picking it up so you see kind of how it works. Anyway, I had to pick up some dog food, and you have to spend, because Sita was out of the wet, and you have to spend a minimum of $30. So I thought, what else am I going to get? Oh, I've got some. This is Spam. Picked up some yogurt. Some frozen fruit. I just have plain ice water. I'll pick up some rice, but Sticky rice, for those of y'all that don't really know, and I learned it from Alton Brown on his Good Eats, because he's like a scientist when it comes to why food does this and why you can't do that with this item. Anyway, he's the one that taught me that the shorter the grain, the more starch. So most Koreans, and that's where I usually buy my rice, but I'm out, use medium grain rice for their sticky rice. Now you go into arborio rice, that is short grain rice, and that's normally used for risotto. Now you don't have to use it for risotto, but it's got a very, very high starch content. There's, can you tell? Shh, don't tell my daughter. I haven't had chaga in a while. Something's messing up my gut, either the chaga or the coffee, and I just don't want to feel like crap, so I'm afraid to. I want to try each one separate, but anyway, so see how I come here. Walmart doesn't sell medium grain rice, and that's usually what the Asians use for their sticky rice. And long grain rice, if I add too much water, I'll get the same effect, so I might do that. Just put a little extra water in the, then it becomes soupy. It's not, you can't pull any more starch out than what the grain will hold, you know what I mean? So, but it was either that or have nothing, because it's almost payday. I have to go replace my card. My daughter lost my bank card. And so I would have to physically go to the bank and withdraw the cash. But after this trip to Walmart, I'm pretty much out of cash until payday, which is fine. I've got everything that I need. I'll be going to my mother's house on Thursday. Can I tell you this? The kimchi is getting more sour, and so it's making this taste really good. So my mother's going to make pulled pork tacos. So I called her Monday to see how she was doing. I tend to forget to call her. So I called to check in. That's what she told me about Thursday. So when my daughter gets back, I think I'll add her to my bank account. She didn't want to, but I think it's because I'm mom, and she, would think that. Well, I'm telling her, I said, I give you my card, and this way you can keep your bank card in your purse, and I can keep mine, and it's not back and forth. I wasn't mad that she lost it. Nobody's used it, so I don't know if it's in her car or we lost it well enough that, you know what I mean, nobody used it, so I'm kind of glad for that. Not that they'd get very far. Just like that identity theft. If it was still my identity, I guess they could finance themselves a pack of gum. Especially because the house, you know what I mean? The house is, financially, it's really pulled my credit down. However, I just checked it and it went up 30 points, and I don't know why. Because I do the Credit Karma. I mean, I try not to stress about my credit rating because there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? So, in other words, there's nothing I can do about it being in the crapper. It'll just have to, I'm hoping that it'll really jump once we sell the house, and the house is finally on the market. So, we owed 105 even with the behind payments, and they're listing it at 112. So hopefully, if we can get it for 112, I think we'll get a small check. I think the house appraised for 115. So whoever gets it, Be in the positive. We'll have it, you know, we'll already have a house that's worth more. So, there's a term for that right now. I can't remember what it was, but and I told real estate lady that I was done moving out of the house, and the ex had told her there's nothing in there that she wanted. So that cabinet she accused me of stealing. Anyway, we go by with her one day to check the mail. It seemed like forever before they could find somebody to clean it. It was a tall person, and I thought it was my stepson. And so we kind of drove by there, and it was the cleaning crew, and they were going through the stuff because, hell, some of that stuff was good, somebody could use. But then my daughter went back to check the mail, or she went back to check something, I can't remember. Anyway, she drove by the house, and my fountain was gone. Now, the only reason why we didn't bring the fountain here was because it was too heavy to lift. Nobody was willing to move it. You know, that fountain cost me $1,800. It's on a pedestal. It's on a flat piece of concrete to level out the ground. Then it's on a pedestal. Then there's the bowl. And then on the top is an elephant, all concrete. And the elephant, that's where the spout came out. They put the hose and the pump and everything. And my sister and my daughter surprised me by bringing the elephant part of it home. Here. So that's in my front yard. But we left the rest of it. And I had a conversation with the real estate lady. And I was telling about the fountain. I said, it's $1,800 fountain. I said, and the reason is because the bowl is special ordered for me. There's not another one in this area. And it was a lotus flower. A giant lotus flower that the elephant sat in. So when it was missing, I contacted the realtor. And I had told her that the 2 trees in the front yard were fruit trees. And I thought maybe the buyers, whoever's buying the house, I said we can include the fountain in there as a purchase perk because it's expensive. So when it came up missing, I told her, I said, did you authorize its removal? She goes, well, I thought you said everything that you wanted was out of the house. And she said, no, she didn't authorize it, but, you know, you said, I said, yes, but I said, I told you that it could be a purchase perk, and the only reason I didn't take it with me because it was too heavy. I said, now my daughter and my sister surprised me with the elephant part of it. I said, but the elephant part of it was only like $200. I said, you and I discussed it when we discussed the fruit trees out front. Then it rung a bell. She goes, oh, I remember now. So she contacted the people who cleaned, and they supposedly they brought it back. I haven't been by the house to see, but I'm sure they just kind of lopped it on there. Probably broke the seal on the pump, but taking a $1,600 fountain, you better not ask to be paid for cleaning that. So, I don't like you slurping. I probably should slurp a couple of these. I just don't want to slap me in the face. There we go. Whoever likes the slurping, I'll do it again. Because you're actually supposed to slurp ramen. That just shows you like the food, so. Ex is in town. I had to find her on Friday. Gotten a call from her new unit. Apparently I'm still the emergency contact on her personnel file, which is fine because technically, since we're technically still married, if something had happened to her and was in the hospital and somebody would have to sign for treatment, it would have to be me. Her son couldn't do it legally. I would let him make all decisions. Here, fill this paperwork out. I'm just here for a signature. But they called and said they were trying to contact her and they couldn't get a hold of her, so that if I saw her, could I please let her know that they were looking for it. So, I can honestly say she wouldn't blow off the job. If she didn't feel like going in, she'd call in and she'd, you know, kind of not go in because of that. But she wouldn't just blow off the job. So it bothered me a little bit, but I thought, no, you know, it's not my problem. And the number that came up was unavailable. Usually when she calls me, it says private number, so I know it's her, but this is unavailable, so I waited for the voicemail to come in. And that's the voicemail they left. So I was at my mom's Friday, and eating. I think I mentioned that. So I stayed a little while longer, and then I got home and I kept thinking about it. You know, I'm too nice, I guess. I don't know. I just, you know, she's being impossible. 16 years, I still love her. That'd probably never go away. It'll take a really long time. Excuse me. So, I was getting concerned that something had happened to her. So, because the son called me an effing hoe, I didn't really want to talk to him, so I called her niece and explained, because they said the number. And I had texted her while I was at my mother's, hey, does your unit have your new number? Because in my brain, I'm thinking she's very forgetful, so she probably didn't change the phone number with her human resources. But when I texted her, she didn't answer me. Of course, sometimes I don't answer her either, so I thought, well, okay, maybe she's doing me like that. She doesn't want to hear from me. And I should have let it go, but I'm glad I didn't. But so I talked to her, and she says, well, let me try to call her. So she calls her and says, no, I'm getting that it's disabled. It's no longer in service. Well, when she called me to accuse me of taking the cabinet, she put down private number, and I wasn't going to answer a private number. When she accused me of taking her paycheck, I guess she was so upset she forgot to private number it, and I got the phone number. So when she called me again and left a voicemail, she asked me not to give a creditor her number. And so I'm thinking, okay, she's not comfortable with me having her number for whatever odd reason. So she got an even newer number. Well, kind of sort of, I was right. She did end up getting a third number in 4 months. But I said, okay, I told her, I said, I think I can get the number to her unit. I said, let me make some calls and I'll get it. So I get the number. And I called and I asked them, told them who I was. And I said, you know, what number do you have? And so they gave me the newest number that I had. I said, well, that's correct. So I said, well, can I have the phone number for this unit? I said, because her son works at this unit. And she goes, oh, that's a good idea. She goes, I'll just transfer you. So reluctantly, I had to talk to the son. The niece had told me a little bit too that Friday was the son's birthday, and I knew that. And so according to her Facebook, she had wanted to get the day off. She asked for the day off and got it because it was her son's birthday, but he didn't get off. So she was thinking about going into work. Well, that's what the son told me too. She wasn't sure if she was going to go in or not. Well, they're under the impression she's coming in, and we don't have her phone number, and he claims that her straight talk, she got straight talk and wasn't happy, so she went and got back onto AT&T. Got an iPhone. It was also an expensive one, but she has my phone, $800 phone. Anyway. So, he was allowed to leave work. He got relieved, leave work, go check on her, and sure enough, she said, "No, I've been here the whole time." And I guess her lieutenant was supposed to call her back, that she had been considering giving it back, but her lieutenant was supposed to call her back. I guess, I don't know if they needed her, if they were shorthanded, they'd call her, I don't know. That's all the son told me when he finally called me back, and I made that cover. Do I get something on my nose? Yeah. Oh my God, y'all ignore that, of course, now that I pointed it out. But anyway, to make a long story short, which I can't because it's already a long story, she went missing, and I was able to figure it all out, and she called the niece, and so, because with TDC, that's major disciplinary, not being able to get a hold of her. And the son was like, "Well, I mean, she only did it like 2 days ago," and I'm thinking, the minute she got it, her unit should have been the first people that she called. Not having transportation, not having a way to contact. Because if there's an escape, it's mandatory that if they call you, you come in. Because they need all personnel on the ground looking for the person. So, she may or may not have gotten in trouble, so I try to help out. I guess nobody would have blamed me if I hadn't, but I refuse to let what's going on and her nonsense change me. So, son called and thanked me, and I think she tried to call and thank me. Private number was on a missed call. Didn't leave a voicemail thanking me though, so I guess that's okay, karma and all that. I haven't eaten all day. Well, I'll say that. What did I have? A cup of yogurt. I sent a picture of it to my daughter. I said, "Hey, look what I bought," and you didn't have to tell me about something healthy. She made me promise that I wouldn't do too much spam. I'm like, okay. She's right, so. When the ex is in town. I'm staying at a mutual friend of ours' house. And the friend kind of gave me a heads up. She says, I would have done it for anybody, and you're my friend, and I really don't want to take sides. I'm not asking you to take sides, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. At least for Sunday night. I don't know if she's staying at the POQs or not now. Just TDC housing. Almost like a hotel room. But Sunday night. She had in-service once a year. They require you to go to class for a week. You requalify on the firearms. You have to pass a physical agility test. go on the fire range and would qualify there. And you relearn access to courts, use of force, just a bunch of rules and regulations that are really important. And then at the end of the week, you have a written test. Well, it's just ones where you fill in the holes, you know, A, B, it, or whatever. And apparently they sprung it on her. So I guess she had asked on Facebook. She's not on my, I'm not on her Facebook. She's got me, I have her blocked, but she's got me super blocked. So the friend said, yeah, they sprung it on the last minute. So I don't know if she went to the be accuser or still at that friend's house, but I appreciated the friend calling me or contacting me and let me know. Dee Dee, if you're watching this, how's Sarah Jane? Still thinking about her. Hope she's okay. If she's not improving, I hope she's at least doing steady, you know what I mean? Hanging steady. I'm still praying for her. Hope y'all are too. I don't mean Dee Dee, I mean everybody else. I'm sure Dee Dee is. That's her daughter. Her daughter. Sarah Jane's her daughter. Am I snarking this down? No, 26 minutes. Sunshine, it's been so long since I've heard from you. I hope you're okay. I'm not sure if you still watch me or not, and if you don't, that's fine. I don't see you comment, which you never really did, but you used to email me. I sure would love to hear from you if you're up to typing an email. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, her name is, her channel name is Super Rainbow Queen. She has lupus. I feel comfortable telling you and telling her business because she put it on her channel, Super Rainbow Queen. She did a couple of mukbangs, but she's known for being the coffee lady. She used to love having her coffee and talking and things like that. So that's how I got to know her. And one day I was giving her a shout out, and I called her Sunshine instead of Super Rainbow Queen, and she liked it, so it kind of stuck. And I haven't heard from her in a while, and so I'm concerned. Betty Richmond, I haven't seen you comment in forever, and that's okay. Some people turn into silent viewers, but I got so used to you commenting that I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard from Betty in forever, and I don't think you've commented on Martin Nicky's channel either. Are you okay? I know one of the last times you commented you were not feeling well. So I hope this video finds you well and that you're too busy having an actual life to not hang around YouTube as much as I do. Anyway, if you want to send me an email, I would love to hear from you too. FluffyHatesFibro@gmail.com, remember. Got to see Superfly live again. It's been a while, and it's weird that I miss some of y'all's live thingies because I am on YouTube all the time. I keep it up. I keep a tab for YouTube, and I keep a tab for Facebook, and just go back and forth while I'm watching Food Network. Boo Boo, have you been up here? Have they seen? Did y'all see him? Raise your hand if you saw him. Oh, I don't see any hands. Come here. Come on. They're kind of mad at me. I've been kind of difficult with him. Come on. Boo Boo, come on. There you go. What are you doing? I can't give you this, but they just want to see you. He's like, what's that on your lips? He's been trying to hump the other Chihuahua, and he's fixed. So, and he does the big dog too, and I think it's just rivalry. He's the only guy. No unwanted sexual contact in this house. No. I had a problem with my lawn guy. He was the lawn guy that was doing our lawn at the other house. I've been paying him ahead of time so that I don't forget and don't run out of money. I just, you know, he comes every other week, which is twice a month. Only charges me $30. It's a small yard, y'all. But I feel always like he puts me last. He's already got his money, so I don't have to actually do it to be handed the money right after. So I always feel like he puts me on last on the list in case he runs out of time. And he actually called me. He'd been on schedule, but he called me Friday night. No, he called me Saturday morning and said, I'm sorry I didn't get to you last week. I said, you shouldn't have come last week. You came the week before, which is right on. Oh, I did? Or he's cutting himself too thin. And I said, yeah. He goes, well, that's good then. He says, I'll be out there today before the rain starts or first thing tomorrow morning. I said, good, because property manager was here doing an inspection, and she looked at the grass, and I assured her that it would get done this weekend. He said, yes, ma'am, we'll be out there. Never show. Try to text him, try to call him, nothing. So yesterday, I see a missed call and a text, and he's like, because I had texted him, where are you? And, oh, you didn't, he texted, you didn't get the voicemail from my wife? No. And so he apologizes, but they concentrated on Cove and Temple, which is a town real close to me. And I'm thinking, in order to get through Cove, you have to come through my town. So, and Temple's like 40 minutes away. So I'm thinking, they came today, and it took him, he brought a guy with him, because I thought I heard lawnmower in the front yard at the same time. It took him 15 minutes, if that long. You know, why not get me out of the way? So I kind of made it clear I was not happy by the texting. And so I said, you know, I can't afford to get kicked out of here. And I really think that's what it is. Well, I already got the money for that, so, you know. And the last time he did it, and I mentioned it to him too, when he called Saturday, that was kind of a crappy job. You know, you do one row, and then when you come back, you kind of overlap the previous row to get everything mowed, and it looks like he kind of missed it. Some stuff was sticking out. Oh yeah, sometimes if the blades aren't sharp. So it looks real good. And I'm coming today. So, I mean, I'm just a measly $30, but damn. So, that's my drama. That's my drama. This juice in here is when I wish I had rice. There's some little shits in the neighborhood. Yes, I said little shits of the neighborhood. Yesterday and sometime last week, I'm trying to keep the dogs from barking all the time. I mean, they have to bark, their dogs, but I try to keep it at a minimum, and the dogs were really barking, and then somebody came to my door and pounded really hard. Well, I happen to have shorts on already. I'm trying to stay dressed. I've got pants on today, well, because I had to go to Walmart, but so I had shorts on, and I hurried out there, of course, my version of hurry, and looked around. There was kids across the street, but there's no way that they could have made it across the street, knocked as hard as they did, and then run back. So I'm looking up and down, and I don't see anybody. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was the co-renters in Unit A, because we're duplex, or these guys next door. It's like friends are renting both sides, because they constantly go in and out each other's houses, and so they sit out and drink beers. They're not obnoxious. They don't cause problems. The one on this side has a black dog that the dogs go ballistic, and the dog doesn't bark back, so I try to bring them in the house when they're, so the dog can have peace and quiet. So I thought, well, maybe it's one of them knocking to distract me so that I can shut the dogs the hell up. Where they realize it made the dogs worse. But I didn't see anybody, so I kind of blew it off. Okay. Well, yesterday, I'm sitting in here, no pants on, I'm in my shirt and my underwear, and somebody rings the doorbell, and I'm not talking ding dong, I'm like ding 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 ding. Oh, I get up and I go to the people, and there's nobody. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I told my daughter about it. She's like, weird, because there's nothing she can do. She's all the way, out of state. But so today it didn't happen, but then I was gone, 20 minutes or so to do the Walmart pickup. Oh, speaking of that, I said I might do a video. Is that something y'all might want to see? A start to finish, like watch me make an order. I won't be able to do it till after I get paid, but I'll show you what the website looks like, how you order and how you reserve a time, and then it'll be a two-parter because then I'll go get it the next day. I won't take you long. The first time that I did it, I got a little welcome bag. Maybe if I call the guy who runs it, Anthony, I think his name is, what I'm doing, maybe they'll give me another welcome bag, just that I can show it. If they want it back, I can just show it while I'm in the car. I knew this was out, and I drank it anyway. It's melting. Almost done, y'all. Don't have any rice. We're coming on 38 minutes. Damn, I could talk. Fluffy. Shut up. Y'all, I'm tired of being poor. I want to do a giveaway. And poor Kelly Casina and her sister Nana Rambles. I've promised them some rice cakes for 3 months now. Oh, gonna sneeze. Don't sneeze. lipstick all over this. Well. Okay. All that's left is the juice. All right. That's it. I've had it. No, I'm just done. You hear that? It's commonplace here because of the military base. Okay, this is it. God bless everybody. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye.